So what is mass media? Mass media is communication that reaches a larger audience. So it can be like a perfect example is the United States. It's affected our culture in a way because now it affects the way we communicate. We have news outlets now. We have social media. We have newspapers. We have way to reach out to the people and give them information. Like a perfect example right now is the coronavirus. People are kind of scared about it, and so like news outlets are basically giving information on how to prevent it, what to look out for, where it is at, like in near cities, when to be cautious, you know, and that's affected our culture because now we get information instantly. And another way it's affected our culture is it advertises ideas. A perfect example of that could be like politicians. We have Bernie Sanders giving out commercials on social media like Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and we got like someone like Donald Trump, doing it on Facebook, Twitter, TV, and just regular commercials. So they're kind of giving out their ideas to the people, maybe kind of swaying them into voting for them. I mean, that's the whole point of advertising, right? You kind of give attention to yourself or the politician. Um, Another way it's influenced our culture is it like influences our values and our beliefs. You know it could be a good thing or bad thing. Sometimes you can be like a perfect example is there's this pro-life movement about abortion, right? So you can be for abortion or against abortion, but then when you hear about the other side, they're degrading you about your belief, and you're kind of scared to be open and talk about it because you know you don't want to be basically harassed. And so then you're kind of giving that people the idea like maybe I am for this instead of being against it, when you're really against it, but you're gonna say you're for it because you're scared. And so it's influencing, just our values, because now you're kind of confused on what you should be believing in because you don't want to be hated on. And another reason it's influenced our culture is because the media now has so much power. And I mean this by a perfect example is they can tell you information and then they cannot tell you information, and that's a bad thing because we're not getting sometimes the full truth. Sometimes we're not getting the truth at all. Sometimes it's biased. Sometimes they're just not telling us anything. And it's just, I think, a political statement. I think the news is just doing it for views. They're doing stuff that would give them more money instead of what we need to know. um, so is it positive or negative? I believe the idea of mass media was positive, giving people information instantly on any platform. That's a great thing because now like something like Corona, if it was really, really bad in the United States, we have ways to communicate to all people, you know. But right now, I think to me it's a negative because we have so many we have so many biased information and so many one-sided information that it's not something that could be good. We have 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds on social media, and social media is just telling them hate on this, like this, and so they're not really thinking freely. They're thinking, oh, because they're telling me to like it, I'm gonna like it. And so that's a bad thing, and it's affecting us because it's actually affecting our culture, because now we're not free thinkers. We're more of like robots being programmed on what to believe. um, so should there be restrictions? I'm in the middle of that because I think there shouldn't be biased media. And you know first, I mean, you can say what you want, but I just believe that like giving biased information isn't fair to the person watching. And I think there should be something dealt with that. I don't know the solution for it, but I just wish there was a solution that could be implemented to fix that. And I just wish there was a way that you could demonetize lying, because lying could affect so much, because people still believe your lies. So like you can lie about something and they believe it, and then it affects their whole belief system, like what they believe in. And what we should do about the damage it's causing, well, society just needs to educate themselves to learn that maybe we should find information ourselves and not just rely on the media, because they could be lying and they could be just having a whole agenda about it. So where will we be in 30 years? That's a good question. I believe we're going to be all robots taking commands, because now we're not free thinkers. We're more of people who just listen to what people are saying, instead of thinking for ourselves. And I believe that's a bad thing. And I think mass media is doing that to us, and we're just not knowing it yet.